Hey, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hey, it's Dr. Eric Nepute. Hope you're having a blessed day today. I'm in one of my offices here in St. Louis, Missouri this morning, and I wanted to share something with you that's been a concern of ours for quite some time. It's the reason why we did not get on the Ozempic or really even other pharmaceutical injectable peptide for weight loss gig that everybody seems to be on. So we got to have a conversation about this. I know you know people who are taking these medications. I know that they may seem harmless, but we knew that there was a problem, and I want to talk to you about that. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hey, it's Dr. Eric Nepute. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can see me and hear me, and let me know where in the world you're watching from. So how many of you know people who have either experimented with or are currently taking the pharmaceutical grade medicine called Ozempic or Wegovy, these injectable peptides that originally came from a peptide that really is in low doses very safe and very effective. But the problem is when Big Pharma gets a hold of anything, their philosophy is a lot different than the philosophy of natural medicine. Okay, so just hear me on this because I got a lot to share with you. Just you got to hear this. The side effects that we're seeing with people. And now we're seeing a massive reduction in longevity. We're seeing people who have lost a lot of weight, not just fat, but weight of muscle that now have metabolic dysfunction. And some of the latest research is saying that their lifespan is potentially shortening. And unfortunately, we need a couple more years of data to really tell, but that's what's trending right now. So listen to this. First of all, let me give you some just kind of shocking information about Ozempic. All right. Now, semaglutide, by the way, is a peptide that is made from amino acids that in low dosages can be very beneficial for the human body for a lot of reasons. The problem is that the pharmaceutical industry, like they've done before, has taken something that is safe and effective and really mega dosed it, caused massive responses in the human body, but massive side effects. The body needs subtle changes, not big, huge changes of things. So let me read this to you. So check this out. The Ozempic, the black box warning is really one of the most severe warnings you can have. It has a black box warning on it. Listen to this. Within 12 months of use, all types of thyroid cancers increase. Oncologists are reporting a massive increase in breast cancer within a year of taking Ozempic regularly. Thousands are reporting eye disease and eye rot. I'm sure you've seen this before. Blindness is one of the side effects of this drug. And when you take something that's safe and natural, like peptides are safe. Most of them are made naturally inside the human body. And all these peptides do is signal your cells to do work. Well, if we over signal the body, that's going to throw a whole cascade of a domino effect into play. And it's going to cause a lot of symptoms and side effects. So listen to this. The Ozempic, which is made from semaglutide, it's made from a European pharmaceutical company, Novo Nordisk, and it's used, by the way, listen to this. The sales of it is banned in Europe for being too toxic and harmful. Okay. In the country that it's made, they can't even sell it. They have to sell it to America, which is where, 95% of the sales of these GLP-1s is in the United States of America. And listen to this. So let me talk some more about some of this is the warning. I'm going to read the black box warning on there. So number one, acute pancreatitis has been observed in patients treated with GLP-1 receptor agonist. All right. Diabetic retinopathy. So eye issues from this. We also see in hypoglycemia. So that's not an uncommon thing. This is a big issue here, though. Acute kidney disease due to volume depletion. People need to be monitoring their kidneys for kidney failure if they're going to be taking this drug. Severe gastrointestinal reactions. This is a big thing that we see all the time, is severe gastrointestinal adverse reactions where people, because this drug stops the digestive process. So if it stops absorption, that's a very big problem, because I don't know if you know this, but your food is your fuel. Like what you eat should get put into the cell. The mitochondria turns, and then that mitochondria turns food, vitamins, minerals, nutrients, fats, carbs, proteins into ATP, so your body can use it to make hormones, to have brain function, to repair damaged tissue, to give you energy, to give you libido, to do all the things. If you don't have ATP, that's a problem. And ATP can't work if you're not absorbing, and Ozempic stops absorption of your nutrients. What we're seeing with our patients and people who are coming to see us who have been on these medications, we're working on getting off these medications and helping them rebuild the muscle, restart mitochondrial function, and restart the gastrointestinal tract, because severe GI adverse reactions associated with stomach paralysis, that's crazy, is happening. That's why people are getting reflux and heartburn. I took some Ozempic and then I tried some Wegovy for a couple of weeks when it first came out. And I got to tell you, it made me feel sick. My body rejected it immediately. I couldn't even eat. Yes, you're going to lose weight. I mean, I could sew your mouth shut and you're not going to lose weight from this. So check this out. Serious hypersensitivity is happening. Anaphylaxis is a very common side effect. Acute gallbladder disease. So people's gallbladders are wearing out because it's slowing down and shutting down digestion. It's shutting down the enzyme pathways in the body. And when you eat food, enzymes break those foods down into little nano-sized molecules so they can get into the blood supply, they can get into the cells, they can turn into ATP, and then your body can do what it needs to do with it. People who are taking these medications, it's not happening. These GLP-1 drugs. Now, there's a lot of GLP-1 compounds that are out there that are not drugs. Berberine is GLP-1. Fasting is a GLP-1 agonist. A carnivore food plan is a GLP agonist. Cinnamon is a GLP agonist. Sometimes in some types of magnesium can be GLP-1 agonist. So there's a lot of things that are GLP-1 agonists, but the black box warning on this: gallbladder disease, pulmonary aspirations, thyroid cancers. Man, this is crazy. Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain, constipation. Listen to this: female reproductive potential problems. Ozempic in women at least 2 months before had a planned pregnancy, who had used semaglutide or Wegovy or Ozempic for a long period of times, resulted in harm to the fetus. Okay, this is so crazy. This is so crazy because there are simple common sense solutions. Listen, carcinogenesis. This is cancer increasing in 2-year studies. So in two-year animal studies, thyroid cancer increased in all the studies. Semaglutide is a double-edged sword. Listen, I'll put the link below so that you can do it. Why did I take it? Because I wanted to see how it would affect my body. So what I do is this. That's a great question, Lisa. I took the Ozempic only for about 3 weeks. It made me feel sick. I could not eat at all. But anything I'm going to offer and recommend to my patients, I want to check it out and try it out myself for the most part, right? Like I'm not going to try female hormones and I'm not going to do a lot of those things, but things that make sense for me, I'm going to do. And, I've used peptides in our practices now for over 2 decades. And we've used GLP-1 agonists just a little bit. I'm not a big fan of them because of the massive weight loss that happens. Not fat loss, weight loss. We're finding that people are losing more protein than anything. So there are so many things that can be done. And I'm going to show you something that we do. In fact, just yesterday, I had 4 patients that I saw in the morning that have done a program that we use called 45-day reset. And the 45-day reset is a program that is a food plan. That's the kicker too. Like, so just so you know, I have a lot of connections in the pharmaceutical space, in the doctor space. I mean, I've been doing this for 20 plus years, and I've done it on a pretty big global level. So you get around, you make connections, you know people, right? So it's problematic. And let me show you. This is a great question. So Ashley just says, but people have been treated for diabetes with no problems. That's not true. That's not true at all, Ashley. That's what the warnings are on this. Now, I'm telling you, I get it. I get that people, man, feel like they need a drug or something to help them not be hungry, or something to take the edge off. But basically what semaglutide really does is it stops hunger. I mean, I could give you enough of a cocaine or a methamphetamine, which I don't, but you could take something that could cause you not to be hungry, that you'd lose weight. And if you lose weight, a lot of times you'll get rid of your diabetes. However, if you're losing muscle mass, now what can happen is, and we're seeing this, people will lose weight, their blood sugars will drop, and then their muscles will waste away because they're not eating enough protein and amino acids like they're supposed to, and they're deficient in minerals. Now they'll get metabolic dysfunction down the road, diabetes, insulin resistance, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. By the way, it does work. It does make people lose weight, Ozempic does. But there's a $13 billion class action lawsuit right now that looks like it's going to be settling for $3 billion because of the side effects. So you may have experienced people in your world that have done this short term, but it's helped them a little bit, but long term, we don't know. And most people, over 68% of people who go through an Ozempic or an injectable only semaglutide GLP-1 drug plan, they gain their weight back and then some after they get off of it. Why? Because because they don't change the lifestyle. Now, we created something. Let me show you this if I can find it here. Look at this. This is something we created. We've been doing metabolic resets in our practices now for a long time. This is a program called 45 Easy. You guys can go to, somebody type this in the bottom, 45easy.com, 45easy.com. So you can go to 45easy.com and you can download a protocol that you can follow. It's a food plan. 2 major pharmaceutical industries came at me and asked me if I would sell them or promote my 45 Easy Reset to that demographic, because they don't have lifestyle changes. They just give you a drug and say, hey, here you go. So the 45 Easy, go to 45easy.com. You can check that out. That's what we use. Because just yesterday, I had 4 or 5 patients that came to see me that did the 45 Easy Reset. I'm going to show you what I use, because I do use a peptide formula, but it's all about changing your physiology without having these side effects, and it can be done. So I had a husband and wife that came in. They started the 45 Reset. She's down 15 pounds of yesterday. He's down 20 plus pounds. By the way, he's almost 70 and she's not too far behind. They're doing amazing. They've not lost any muscle mass and their skin looks good. What happens? You see that Ozempic face, that sunken in face, and you see it all over the place. Now, we can use the right type of formulas to avoid that. And once your metabolism is reset, as long as you keep eating the proper way, then your metabolism stays reset. But if you go back to your old lifestyle, it's going to go back to where it was. So let me show you what I do. So first of all, you guys go to 45easy.com. You can grab this book. It's 45 Easy. It's on Amazon as well. It's a free download on 45easy.com. You can go there and check it out. There's 2 books there, but the workbook, it's basically 7 daily steps, 7 simple steps you can do over 45 powerful days. Now, we also use an oral peptide formula that is not semaglutide. These are organically formed peptides. Peptides can be organically formed. Okay, listen, one of you asked a question about this, and let's see, it was, here, check this out. So Cindy, Sherry says, hey, my PCP wanted me on it. You saw Dr. Artist. Brian Artist is a dear friend of mine. I've known Brian now for almost 5 years, and seeing what it says, there is no way you shouldn't do Ozempic or Wegovy or any injectable drug peptide. They should only be, I'm not a big fan of the drug versions of these. Now, I doubt I'll change my mind ever on that. But Brian, Dr. Artis, also teaches that some peptides, some, not all, some peptides come from a derivative of some type of wow, some type of issue with venom. Okay. And you've heard him talk about that. You've seen his Watch the Water. So he's right on some of those, especially the drug formulas, but there are formulas out there that are not. And that's what we use. We use the natural forms of these peptides, as natural as we can get them. The cellular reset formula has 3 peptides in it. It has 3 peptide-like compounds. The first one is BPC 157. Why is that important for this? Well, if I want to improve metabolism, I've got to improve blood supply. If I want to improve metabolism, I got to heal the gut. I mean, if your gut is healthy, a lot of times weight loss happens naturally on its own. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, said, first heal the gut and everything falls into place. Okay. The reality of it is, that's true. And you fix the gut, a lot of things can happen. Weight loss, metabolism can improve, muscles can build, inflammation goes down. But BPC 157 is a healing peptide. Okay. It's a healing peptide. And the second peptide that's in here, it's a peptide-like structure. It's called SLOOP. It's not technically a peptide, but it acts very similar. Sometimes people call them bioregulators because it's a compound that regulates and changes the structure or the metabolism of a cell. And the SLOOP works on muscles. So it works on the mitochondria to stimulate muscles and cardiovascular health. It's literally known as exercise in a bottle. It helps your body improve muscle contractibility and muscle repair so that you don't lose those muscles. You're going to find over the next couple of months to years that mainstream medicine is going to be shifting massively towards your muscles, and your muscles are your medicine, your muscles, your metabolism. So we got to keep our muscles at all ages. It really is the key for longevity for us and functionality of life. The third thing that's in here is a peptide-like structure known as 5-amino-1. 5-amino-1 works on the cells of multiple things, but especially the liver. The liver is the organ that grabs stored fat and burns it. And so this, by the way, that blend also reduces an enzyme called NNMT. Somebody write that down, NNMT. NNMT is the enzyme for aging and accelerated aging. And what happens is, as we have physical, chemical, emotional stresses, the older we are and the more we get out of balance, the more our body is going to get an increase in that NNMT enzyme, which is going to cause aging in the body. The cellular reset formula helps with that. So this formula, yes, it helps curb appetite a little bit. It helps the body go to glyconeogenesis, which is burning stored fat as fuel. It also helps the body lose fat and retain its muscle. That's what we should be going after. But if you don't change your lifestyle, it's not going to help you as much as you want it to. Yesterday, I had another gentleman who lost 26 pounds on the 45 Easy Reset. That's a healthy weight loss of fat loss, okay? So those things can be done. Those things can be done. And it's the enzyme is NNMT. NNMT, okay? That's the aging enzyme that causes increased aging in our body. The 5-amino-1 in this blend helps with that. And this is an oral blend. You literally take 2 of these in the morning and you're done. Some people take 1 in the morning and 1 with their first meal of the day. Then I add something to their 45 Easy called Cell Signal. Cell Signal is a blend that helps the body mimic fasting, and it gets into ketosis very quickly. It literally helps the body shift from what's called a sugar burner to a fat burner. Let me say that again. It shifts the body from a sugar burner, which is insufficient. If you're burning sugar as your fuel source, you're going to have increased inflammation. You're going to have increase in and all kinds of pathogenic issues. The side effects of burning sugars, you're going to have oxalates, which means painful joints, arthritic type stuff, all these other issues. When you burn fat as fuel, you burn ketones. Ketones stimulate the brain, stimulate your enzyme function, your cells. They help your DNA work like it's supposed to. It's a powerful formula, and this also helps curb appetite. This also helps with focus, concentration, digestion. It regulates the sleep-wake cycle. I mean, it's really amazing. This is a phenomenal 1-2 combo for the metabolic reset. If people want to do it just to lose fat, when people get to their goal, like yesterday, one of the guys I saw wanted to lose 22 pounds. So he did that, lost 22 pounds. Now I'm weaning him down off of this and just keeping him on the cell signal and the maintenance food plan. And as long as he keeps his fat down, then we don't need to add this back to the protocol. Most people will continue to take this because of the longevity and anti-aging properties to that. But I want you to understand that there are alternatives, like real alternatives. Like, it shouldn't be an alternative. It should be, this is the solution that people have. If you are doing Ozempic or Wegovy or tirzepatide or retatrutide or any of those, get it from a compounding pharmacy. That way you know how it's synthesized. Number 2, work with a functional medicine physician who will monitor you, and you have 24-hour access to them or their team so that you can ask questions along the way if something is problematic, because problems come up a lot. And make sure, if you're going to do any type of fat loss program, that you're changing your lifestyle. You're implementing intermittent fasting. That's powerful for longevity. You're implementing a ketogenic carnivore food plan. Now remember, when you're trying to burn fat off your body, if you're ingesting fat, even if it's good fat, your body's going to say, hey, I'm eating fat. I don't need to burn the fat that we're holding on to. So I'm just going to stall right now. So if you're in a fat burn phase, you want to minimize your intake of fats, even omega-3 fish oils, coconut oils, etc. You have to extremely moderate those. And the only time that you should have those is within your fasting window, and it should be moderate. Okay. If you'll put that into play, go to get that 45 Easy. It's a free resource. You can go to Amazon and buy the book. It's not expensive. And the workbook, it's there. But you can go to that 45easy.com. That's 45easy.com. You can go there and you can download this and learn this lifestyle and start putting it into play. People who have put the 45 Easy into place not only lose fat, they get energy, their hormones balance out, their skin looks cleaner. I've had people that, because their bodies shift into ketosis, neurological problems like epilepsy and migraines have gone away. I mean, this is what people should be doing to change their lifestyle. Diabetes is a lifestyle problem. And so I'm going to put this up here. I hope you don't mind. Okay. So Tony, great question. Good morning, Dr. Eric. Once you lose your desired weight, do you have to stay on the cell reset? I need to lose about 90 to 100 pounds. Okay. Now listen. So most people, the first 45 days, and I've just been doing this for enough years to know this, the first 45 days people do this, on average, you're going to see around an 18-pound weight loss, a fat loss for women, and around a 20-pound fat loss for men. I've seen more, I've seen less, but that's kind of the average. Now, if you want to lose 100 pounds, you're going to need to do multiple 45-day resets. And once your body is reset, then you have to stay on the right food plan. Then you can just go to the cell signal. That'll keep your body in ketosis. It'll keep your body in fat burn. By the way, anyone who has methylation or MTHFR gene imbalances can use this as well. This is for adults and for children where peptides are not safe, especially injectable for kids. And now doctors are recommending it. It's insane. So Tony, that's what I would do. I would massively get after this and get that 90, 100 pounds off. I've done that with lots of patients. I have a couple who we've got a great testimonial from recently. Between the two of them, they lost 215 pounds between the two of them. That's pretty substantial. So it can be done. You can do this, but you have to understand it's a process. And remember what Einstein said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and again, expecting a different result. I'm telling you, the medical world completely screwed all of us with the COVID shots. Okay. They screwed us with cholesterol medications. They're screwing us with blood pressure meds because they're not helping people get to the root cause of the problem. And we are absolutely destroying a generation of people because of these medical GLP-1 injections. I'm not a fan. Long term, I'm not a fan. Short term, a huge fan. Short term, I think they can be very beneficial for some people, but it has to be very short term, 6 to 8 weeks maximum. You need to have morbid obesity for it. You should have raging diabetes, but even then you still need a change of a food plan. And I'm telling you, I don't recommend in my practice anymore those GLP-1 agonists. We just don't use them because we don't need to. We use the 45 reset and we use the cell reset formula. It works, and it works every time, but you have to follow the protocol. And here it is again. Go to 45easy.com. This is what I use. It's a free resource for you guys, and you can go check it out. So listen, I just wanted to share this with you because, a lot of times the new shiny things look exciting and you see them on television and they're approved by the FDA and big money's been behind it. The pharmaceutical industry's put, millions, tens of millions of dollars behind advertising and marketing and using these GLP-1 drugs. But we're now seeing billions of dollars in lawsuits that are happening. They've made $18 billion off this. They're going to lose about $3 to $5 billion because they have to pay out, individuals that they've harmed and they've lied to. But that's cost of doing business for them. Like that's a pharmaceutical business model is, all right, listen, we may make 20 billion. It's going to cost us 5 billion because all the people we hurt and killed. But hey, you know what? $15 billion profit, that ain't too bad. By the way, that's a horrible business model. How many would agree with me? I mean, I learned when I was a kid that the devil came to steal, to kill, and destroy. And anyone or anything that does that, is kind of representing some evil energies. And I'm not all about that. I'm all about truth, trust, transparency, and helping people really make their own changes. It's up to you. You can make these changes, but you have to do that. You can set yourself free, but you have to take massive action to create the future that you want. So give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can see me and hear me. If you want to know, Jennifer says, hey, Doc. Okay, so Jennifer. Jennifer says, how can I purchase the cellular reset? All right, it's really simple. So first of all, Biolimitless is a big family. We have a global community of people that are involved with Biolimitless. And I have a lot of influencers that help with this process. Okay. So if an influencer told you, hey, go see Dr. Nepute, go watch this video about the reset or whatever, get a hold of that influencer. They'll send you their link. You can go purchase directly from that influencer. Number two, if you don't have that, if you don't have a link, okay, then go to what I use, go to wearebiolimitless.com. That's wearebiolimitless.com. And if you want to do the reset, Tony, like for you, I would get for sure the cell reset and the cell signal together, and then go either download that 45 easy reset manual or you can buy it on Amazon. It'll be to your home in a couple of days. If you print it out, it's like 3 times the cost of you purchasing it online. Somebody type in the bottom, wearebiolimitless.com. I'll type it in there. So if you go to www.wearebiolimitless.com, let me spell it right. We'll get you rocking. Give me a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed this. And if you all learned something here, wearebiolimitless.com. That's the website right there. Okay. So listen, I got to get going. I got to go see some patients. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation today. Ladies and gentlemen, go check out this 45 Easy. If you want to learn more about it, it's pretty simple. It's very straightforward. It can really change your life. It's changed the lives of